Are you making these 5 microneedling at-home mistakes that could be damaging your future skin health? Let me help you fix this to give you the confidence to treating your skin at home. Now, this can be from using the wrong type of device to the incorrect treatment protocols and serums. You can easily make these mistakes that will damage your future skin and potentially have a negative effect on your skin health in the future, as at-home microneedling can be risky without the proper guidance. So let's check that this video is right for you. Have you recently done your at-home microneedling treatment and you're feeling very smug with yourself and very proud? Mainly because, number 1, you've managed to actually get the treatment done, and number 2, you're investing in your future skin health. Or are you sitting on the fence and you've recently purchased a microneedling home kit and would like to know how to avoid making mistakes before you get started? So if you're either of these, then yes, please keep watching, because today in this video I'm going to share with you how to avoid making the biggest mistakes I hear people are making when they're microneedling their own skin. So why listen to me, I hear you say? Well, I started microneedling my skin in clinic way before it was trendy. So I intend to share with you the knowledge and expertise that I have gained so that you can get the most from your microneedling at home. I'm going to discuss the top 5 microneedling mistakes that could be compromising your skin's health and the rejuvenation that you want. Now, these common errors are often overlooked even by the most experienced skin enthusiasts, so please don't panic. You've done nothing wrong. I just want to make sure that you're doing it right and the best way that you can. And the main reason these mistakes have come about because professionally microneedling in clinic has changed over the years. So since COVID and beyond, there's been an influx of at-home microneedling kits. So it is unsurprising that doing what is right can feel confusing and be quite overwhelming. And oddly, as a trained microneedling therapist, I actually want to help people learn how to do this treatment for themselves at home safely, because I believe that this treatment is the best skin rejuvenation treatment for improving your skin health age. Now, there is never a time that I do not recommend this treatment. So with the rising costs of the products and managing our clinics, if people can do this type of treatment themselves at home consistently, this will allow them to invest in the bigger, more clinic-only type treatments for that slightly more advanced skin rejuvenation. Because as I say, the secret to microneedling is all about consistency. But as we are all individuals and we have different skin concerns and budgets, with this video, I want to share with you the basics, what is always right for everyone, regardless of those skin concerns that you want to address. So with that in mind, what question just popped into your head when I was talking? You think, oh, I hope she answers this question. Hold on to it. And if by the end of the video I've not answered it, then please pop it in the comments and I will respond to you directly. Now, if it's a good question, I'll probably make a video about it, as I'm sure it will help others too in the same situation as you, as that's what I want from the subscribers from this channel. I want to create a tight community of like-minded people who want to learn and share their experiences on naturally slowing down the effects of aging by improving our skin health. So I will share my experience and my thoughts that I think that could help and support you so that you can make informed choices about what's right for you and your skin. So next time you have a question or a skin concern about microneedling at home, I want you to take a moment and think, oh, what would Jen say? I'll go and see what Jen says. All right. Anyway, let's get into this, because I know you're watching this video because you feel that you might be doing something wrong and you just want to double check that you're not causing more harm than good. So, mistake number 1. Wrong device. I know. There are so many different device options on the market and they're all claiming to be the best microneedling device. With people like Trini recommending dermarollers, professional therapists like me are shocked by how risky the advice is from a TV celebrity, which is what's inspired me to do these sort of series of tutorial videos about microneedling at home. Because as a member of various professional microneedling Facebook groups, these are full of comments about clients using these devices, and I reflected on this and thought, well, we can't moan that social media celebrities are giving skin advice if we don't do it ourselves, right? So why would you not purchase a microneedling device from someone that you like and trust, right? You know, she has worked hard on her social media with her makeup brand, and it makes complete sense that her Dermarollers therefore would be popular. So my main point here is that the Dermarollers for microneedling are the #1 mistake concerning damage to your skin in the long term. You'll have all heard this before from other companies and people like me recommending and trying to get you to get pen devices. But there is a reason that most professional skin therapists do not use Dermarollers anymore. Yes, we did. I remember being at an aesthetic show in London way back, like 2013, 2014, and a lady was demonstrating the rollers and her stand was packed and we were all rolling in these serums to enhance the absorption. And we had them all part of our facials. But with experience and the evolution really of the microneedling devices, the rollers became a massive concern as they were causing too much damage to the epidermis in the skin, so that top layer, with the dragging and the repairing. Yes, you're right, your skin will heal and there may not be any obvious issues because your skin is very clever and it will manage that trauma, but the energy to manage that trauma to heal takes away from the actual rejuvenation part that you're looking for to improve your skin health age. Now in the next mistake I'm going to discuss what else contributes to harming the skin that's perhaps not obvious from a dermaroller. But overall, what I'm saying here is you need to adopt to a pen that oscillates or a stamp to reduce that superficial wounding on the skin. A pen device is the best. I have used stamps in the past, but there are lots more new at-home only devices available now on the market that are affordable and safe to use. Now I know it can be tempting to try the latest celebrity endorsed skin trend, but when it comes to at-home microneedling, safety and the results should always come first. So don't let the roller damage your future skin health in the long run. But don't worry, if you've already used a roller for microneedling, there are ways to repair and rejuvenate your skin moving forward. I don't want to upset you or scare you in any way. But my best advice is to start using a pen. The main reason is the oscillation creates this precise micro channels and reduces the unnecessary trauma in the skin. Now in this video I'm not going to talk about types of pens and brands. The main takeaway I want you to hear is not to use a roller. Please just consider upgrading to a stamp as a minimum. But in general, upgrade to a pen to protect your future skin health. So mistake number 2. Further evidence to support using the pen device brings me to the mistake number 2, and the concern is about the unsterilised needles as they penetrate into the skin. Now, as mentioned in mistake number 1, the Dermaroller devices will drag and tear, causing this unnecessary open wound and bleeding in the very delicate epidermis, which creates this potential bacterial contamination. Now, this contamination is not often instantly apparent, mainly because it's underneath the skin. Now, as the skin heals, this creates an imbalance in the skin's microbiome, and this can lead to breakouts and inflammation and various skin concerns later on. This is where the confusion comes, because these are the skin concerns and the motivation that you started to do the treatment in the first place. And as a result, I hear people say, oh, microneedling doesn't work. But it's the sterilisation of the device that's at fault, not the actual modality of microneedling. So ensuring that any tools used in the microneedling treatment are appropriately sterilised before you use it is crucial, and it's a non-negotiable. If your device or needles are non-sterile, you will often see the like white spots or pussy red spots appearing in the skin, even up to a couple of weeks after you've done the treatment. However, please do not confuse these red spots with a histamine reaction to the treatment. I will talk about those later or at another time. But the best advice as we're cleaning the device is to use a sterile to work the area, sterilise your hands, even wear gloves, and then your actual skin before beginning the treatment to reduce introducing any bacteria to your skin. As I say, in another video I will share with you my at-home microneedling routine so you can see how I do it. Okay, so during one of my online health checks, I was chatting with one of my clients who was experiencing sort of oily or greasy skin issues, especially in the afternoon, even though she had a very good skincare routine and diet. I know this because we'd created it together. But anyway, she'd had to apply her makeup a few times a day and she couldn't work out why. We felt we were doing everything. We discussed her skincare routine and everything sounded absolutely great until she said, after I roll her in my serum, I apply my cream. What? I was like, what? Say that again. She said, after I roll her in my serum, I then apply my face cream. I was like, okay, right. Now, I'll talk about the serum in the next mistake. But first, dermarolling every day. I was like, what? She was rollering every day. She made me smile because she carried on saying, oh, but it's only like 0.25 mil. I was like, oh my God, please just stop now. This is why you have oily skin, right? Because she'd been doing this for over 12 months, her skin had kind of become waxy and it had caused that many micro traumas in her skin that the skin's natural barrier had this inability to naturally shed away the dead skin cells and had slowed down the skin cell turnover. And this had created an imbalance in her microbiome. Therefore, it was just consistently producing the sebum to try and regulate things. I used to also see this a lot with people that did too much microdermabrasion. They had literally just sandpapered off the natural barrier and it left this hard, waxy type texture. So mistake number 3 is over microneedling. Less is more. This one is very common with beginners because they get a little bit excited and want to do it quite often. So please, when microneedling at home, regardless of how deep or shallow you treat your skin, as mentioned, using an oscillating pen or a single-use cartridge, allow time for your skin to repair. Any form of inflammation will take 14 days to heal, and then you want the tightening, and that's when you need to allow the fibroblasts from the elastin to form. So hence it's recommended to wait 4 weeks as a minimum before re-needling your skin, regardless to what you're trying to achieve. So less is more with this. Space your treatment apart at least 4 to 8 weeks. Now, without trying to get into too much detail in this video, the rule of thumb is the younger you are, the more you can microneedle, say every 4 weeks. The older you are, the more space you need between your treatments. So 6 weeks for say up to the 40s and 8 weeks for 50 and above. Okay. So this brings me to mistake number 4, which to be honest is something way back in the day when I first started microneedling. I was taught the deeper the better. To the extent that my treatment protocol when I first started was bleed, no bleed, no bleed, and back to bleed every 2 weeks. So again, no wonder you guys are getting confused. But as time passed by, my private clients reported back to me that they felt that their skin was much firmer and brighter during the no bleed treatments, and that they felt the trauma of the bleed treatments just wasn't worth it. Can you believe that's what we used to call them? But anyway, taking into account their feedback, plus my own discovery of a lot of collagen lumps underneath my jawline where I had gone too deep and too often, my protocol had evolved to only a maximum of what we call a pinpoint bleed to improve skin laxity. This can easily be achieved no deeper than 0.5 on a home pen or up to 0.8 or 1 mil on a medical pen. The old images of blood on the face while microneedling are just too much damaging to the skin and can cause scarring underneath the skin, but it also creates issues with breaking down the collagen and the elastin that you've just created from the previous treatment. So when people do this, again, the poor microneedling, it gets the blame. I had an example recently where I was reading a lady felt as though her results from microneedling were not sustainable. I was like, what? She said that if she doesn't do her skin every 4 weeks, it reverts back or even worse than it was when she started. I thought, well, that's questionable. But anyway, so I thought, well, what's my advice? What she needs to do is do less to achieve more. She should treat her skin every 6 to 8 weeks apart to allow the fibroblasts and the elastin to build up. That way, she will feel the initial collagen boost, brilliant, as it overcomes the trauma and the inflammation in the skin. Then as it relaxes after the 4 weeks, which is normally when she'll sort of retreat her skin again, but all she's doing is breaking down those infant fibroblasts that she's just created. So if she waits another 2 or 3 weeks, they become firmer, they create strength in the skin. Then she can retreat. As those fibroblasts mature through, she can then stimulate the next batch to come through. This is especially effective for skin over 40s and beyond. Okay. The current professional medical microneedling training recommends only causing a pinpoint bleed at most during microneedling treatments. It reduces the risk of the deep scarring and allows the skin time to create the collagen and the elastin that we all want to improve our overall skin laxity. Therefore, the belief of the deeper the needle goes, the better the skin rejuvenation, it is no longer believed to be true in my experience. It's about balancing the stimulation of the collagen production and avoiding damaging or traumatizing the skin overall. So it's getting that balance between the two. Therefore, in addition to removing the bleeding element during microneedling, as discussed in mistake number 3, it's also recommended to space these treatments out from 4 to 8 weeks instead of every 2 weeks as previously believed. Remember, less is more, especially when it comes to microneedling. So the general thumb, as I mentioned earlier, is the older the skin, the less you treat it, or the longer you leave between the treatments. Slow and steady wins the race when achieving your desired results without causing too much harm to your skin and the overall skin microbiome. So next time you think about going deep during a microneedling session, remember the gentleness leads to more glowing skin. The goal is a pinpoint bleed, not a full-on bloodbath. Go gentle and your skin will thank you in the long run. And finally, mistake number 5. You're more likely putting the wrong serum into your skin during and after your microneedling at home treatment. Okay, let me explain myself. This brings me back to my client from the online skin health check with the overproducing sebum in her skin, or oily skin. If you're an original subscriber to my channel, you will know that I use biological reishi skincare, and this lady was rollering in her quintessential irritable serum to regulate her oily skin. Now, this serum is fantastic for regulating oily skin, stimulating skin cell renewal, and has antimicrobial properties. All sounds perfect for skin concerns, hence my client's confusion. Because in her mind, what she was doing was she was placing this serum deeper into her skin, which surely meant it would be more effective. She's kind of right. I see where she was going with that. Unfortunately, the serum ingredients are not designed to be inside the skin or in the epidermis, like the top layer of the skin. So what she was actually doing was she was stimulating an immune response to produce more sebum to reduce the inflammation caused by the foreign objects in the serum. And this led to more outbreaks, which was frustrating for her as it was taking longer to heal than before she started microneedling, and as you can imagine, she was starting to think that the microneedling was pointless. As I often say, it's not the modality that's the problem, it's either the client's skin health or the products that they're using. It's not that Biological Reishi isn't a fantastic brand, but it's just not designed for skin needling or mesotherapy type treatment, so it's not designed to go in the skin. For serums to be active in the stratum corneum of the epidermis, they need to be encapsulated in an active form to protect them from the immune system that's in the skin. Otherwise, they are detective and the active ingredients are classed as foreign objects. So to do this, mesotherapy serums are created with smaller molecule sizes compared to other serums, and they're designed to be placed in the epidermis rather than absorbed through the skin. So let's take hyaluronic acid as an example. Now, this is naturally found in the skin, so therefore is instantly recognised. But when used as part of microneedling treatment, it needs to be a non-cross-linked, which is the easy part, but it also needs to be of a low molecular weight to be effective in the skin to hold the moisture deep inside the epidermis. Supposing the molecular weight of the hyaluronic acid is higher, for increased hydration properties, in that case it must be encapsulated to be effective along with the other active ingredients. For example, things like zinc and B5, for it to be delivered into the cells rather than broken down on the immune system on the way down. Okay. Furthermore, any serum being further injected or placed in the skin must have a CE marking to ensure it's safe to be used within the skin. However, this is not normally a concern for general home microneedling, as the CE marking is to determine safe and effective medical aesthetic grade products, right? And an example of this is exclusive multi-formulas such as things like exosomes, which are made from cells of waste, and polynucleotides from the DNA, which selectively can be delivered into the skin cells to effectively treat the root causes of aging concerns. And in contrast, like most skin serums you can purchase, Biological Reishi's quintessential herbal serum does not have a CE marking, nor do they encapsulate the active ingredients. Therefore, it is not meant to be used in such manner. By using it incorrectly, not only are you not getting the full benefits from that serum, but you could also be potentially damaging your skin's ecosystem by stimulating an immune response, as seen in breakouts and histamine rashes when you're microneedling. So hence, using your everyday skincare products when microneedling at home is risky, especially when they contain potent ingredients like found in the Biological Reishi product range. So you need to determine which products are designed to be microneedled into your skin. There are plenty available on the market, and as I mentioned earlier, I will talk about my home routine and discuss what to look for your chosen brands perhaps in another video. But for now, that's it. They are my 5 biggest at-home microneedling mistakes, and now you know how to avoid them. So I hope you found this helpful and that I've answered your question. If not, please leave it in the comments, and as I said, I will personally get back to you. Or share your biggest takeaway with me in relation to your at-home microneedling journey. I would love to hear how you've put my advice into action. If you want to create the perfect at-home microneedling routine, you can download the checklist. It has everything you need in there to get started. Or if you're a little bit concerned and you want someone to talk to, you can book an online health check with me. I'll put the link in the description for you. So happy needling. See you next time.